Jim Jones just completely snapped and went off on Tony Yayo right in the middle of Memphis Bleek's own podcast. And the wildest part? Bleek don't even rock with Yayo like that to begin with. So what's the real story here? Why is Memphis Bleek got smoke with Tony Yayo in the first place? And what made Jim Jones lose his cool that bad? Stick around, cause this situation spirals fast. Let's start with Bleek, since his side's way easier to break down. Memphis Bleek's been locked in with Jay-Z since day one, basically his little brother in the game. But Yayo, he's been firing shots at Hov for years. He even went on record claiming that Hov tried to block 50 Cent from hitting the Super Bowl halftime stage.
We just came back off tour.
Yeah.
You know, with Fifth, and we still touring. Still. And I do my own tours too for people. Oh, yo.
You see,
I do my own tours. I did tours in Canada. I did a tour across the whole Germany and the Swiss Alps. And that's why I don't care about the hate. Cause I'm like, I got the possibility to do my own tour. Like something with Memphis Bleek. Memphis Bleek said to Nori, Yayo said Jay-Z didn't have us on tour like he did, or I eat my own halal. I eat my own halal too, if you want to say that. To Memphis Bleek, I just came off my last tour. All I'm saying is when you see Jay-Z in his setting, he never really, when he's doing a Beyonce show or whatever, you don't see Memphis Bleek on the stage and him being brought out. You know, even if I'm doing the hype man shit with 50, he's bringing me out. I'm making money. I'm going to—
That's that man girl too. That's it. That's Hov's wife tour.
Yeah, that's Hov. Yeah, Hov wife tour.
So I believe if Hov was out on his own, he would bring Bleek out. There is no need for him to bring Bleek in a situation where it looked like if this was last tour you're talking about with the Cowboy Carter.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, because I look at Bleek as a loyal guy, like I'm a loyal guy to Jay. But I look at like Fifth, my guy Hervé. One day we had TRL, and it's the young Gunners there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to him out, and Hervé says loud, "You don't gotta worry about nothing. You got 50. Jay-Z doesn't do nothing for these guys like 50 does." And Hervé, I think he worked with them too. But he said that to me, and that always stuck in my head.
And that's something Yo-Yo's never really let go of. So when he showed up on Shannon Sharpe's show, he let it all out with no filter. He straight up called Jay-Z a hater, saying Hov never helps anyone win and only moves for himself. Then he took a jab at Bleek, saying, "Look at Memphis Bleek. He ain't shining, he ain't winning. Jay-Z don't look out for him the way 50 looks out for me." That one line right there, it blew everything up instantly. I mean, arguing over who's got the better sugar daddy is wild, bro. That's not how real ones move. I was always told you can't feed your people off another man's plate, cause once he stops serving, your whole squad starves. So this 50 does more for me versus Jay does more for me talk is straight crazy. Real men build their own plate, period. If your homie helps you out, that's love. But bragging about it? That's a weird flex. Yo-Yo's whole argument painted Jay-Z as selfish, like he only moves when it benefits him and never lifts anyone up. But the way Yayo said it came off like a weird brag about who's being taken care of better. That's a strange hill to die on. So when Memphis Bleek pulled up on Drink Champs, he couldn't just let that slide. He had to clear the air and speak his truth, loud and direct. According to Bleek, there was never any real beef between him and Yayo before all this.
Difference between me and other niggas, right? Stack Bundles, one of my favorite rappers in the world.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Right?
Rest in peace.
Far Rock, you understand? Jim Jones, he had Stack Bundles, he had Max B. I looked at it like, wait, you know. Stack Bundles, we had a Porsche, was still in the hood. No disrespect to Jim Jones. Fifth had me in Battery Park. I could walk out that barefoot.
Get the socks.
See, that's when a nigga love you, nigga. Get the socks, nigga. Sneakers Dior, nigga. But I'm walking out there barefoot. That's when you know a nigga love you, boy. Cause he making sure you don't get your shit split. Cause you go back to 134, anywhere, Baisley, right, Brooklyn, shit get split. Once I got shit, nigga shot my shit up. Bentleys and all that. Y'all can get that sneaker, just toss that over there. My shit's official. You know what I'm saying? Yo, look, but nigga put me in position. Rest in peace of Stack, but Stack got killed in the project with a Porsche.
Yeah.
Nigga, come on, nigga, I'm from the hood, nigga. Y'all niggas thought, nigga. I done been around the Black Justice and Sheena Preems and all that, nigga. The E-Money Bags, all that, nigga. The younger niggas under that.
So with everything you
Maserati Fox. Real nigga, huh?
So with everything that you saw, what would you change?
I just pray to God every time I leave the house.
But what would you change?
Change what?
Pass the cup. I heard you talk about all the shit you went through, all the shit niggas is still going through.
What God got planned for you is planned for you, brother. God already know what's planned for you in life.
God planned for you to come here and spaz on y'all niggas tonight.
I spaz?
I'm just saying, it was a plan.
I do be on some Hollywood shit in Europe. I gotta stop. Something like, yo, stop talking about Europe. I don't, like, when you come here, you gotta deal with niggas.
Vlad like that, bro. See how niggas is? See how niggas is,
nothing with Vlad.
He ain't treat Vlad like
Europe. He has to do with Europe.
They'd been in the same rooms. Maybe even worked on a few things together, but after Yo-Yo's slick comments, the vibe flipped instantly. It's not all-out war, but you can feel the tension. Bleek didn't spell it out word for word, but his message was clear. Man. Forget Tony Yayo, straight up, but here's the twist. Yo-Yo's always been the kind of dude who calls people out for not looking after their own team. That same bold energy is exactly what sparked his brand new beef with Jim Jones. Everybody remembers that old G-Unit versus Dipset era, 50 Cent, Cameron, Jim Jones, pure chaos. Most people thought all that was long dead and buried, right? Wrong. Over the past couple of years, Jim Jones and Tony Yayo been right back at each other's necks. And this time, it's personal. Yayo went on Math Hoffa's podcast and dropped a straight bombshell, claiming Jim Jones left Stack bundles in the hood to die. That's a heavy accusation. According to Yayo, Jim didn't protect Stack the way he should have, and that neglect played a part in how things went down. That's not something you say lightly, especially in this culture. If you don't know who Stack Bundles was, let me break it down. Stack was signed under Jim Jones, one of his day one artists. Jim took him on tour, put him on game, showed him the ropes. But for years, whispers floated that Jim didn't do enough for Stack, and that's why things ended how they did. Stack Bundles lost his life in the same hood he came from, and that pain still cuts deep in the culture.
The problem is, when she was on the show, she had said that she had heard about you wasn't giving Stack money, but people don't know that when Stack asked you for the bread, you were going to the bank. I think the bank was closed. Something happened, because me and Bino talked about it. I remember being there, and you was going to give him
more money after the money he spent because we was on tour. He like, geez, I spent all that tour money, geez, on Pop, I bug it. Whatever he did, brought another Porsche, BMW. He like, yo, Pop, geez, you said a closed mouth don't get fed, geez, I'm Pop, geez, I'm hurting.
It's a fact.
And when I told him, I said, yo, go get 25 grand from the bank tomorrow. He like, oh, yo, what's up with that Wrangler truck? I'm like, I left that shit in Brooklyn. I don't even want that shit. I don't even know what block it's on. Matter of fact, it's by the car shop where I got the Maserati from. He like, you let me get that, geez. I'm like, go take it. You probably got to get a new key. He like, oh, I'm going to go get that tomorrow, geez. You different, geez. And we all know the rest of the story.
Why do you think that people have this misconception of what happened? Why do you think even her? Why do you think that? Where did that come from?
Nobody likes to hear the truth.
Because we were there. Bino get mad all the time. And he gets offended. And he was one of the people that called me. He was like, that's not true. They think that, what they think is that Stack asked you, he told you he wanted to leave. They said that Stack told you he wanted to leave, he wanted to move, and you didn't move him out. But that's not true.
You want to hear that story? All right, for Stacks and them, I was about to buy Stacks to get Max and Melly a whole brownstone in New Jersey. None of them wanted to leave the hood. And I was not about to waste my money. And I was what I offered them. I went shopping for the shit and all that type of shit.
Yeah, we remember that, right, Bass? We remember that. Shout out to Bass. I remember the conversation.
And I'm like, yo, you bugging. You want to, like, yo, you can go to the hood every day, but you're going to be living in Jersey. Like, you're going to be living better than, like, you heard? And you don't have to worry about paying for no rent or nothing like that. I'm just trying to get you niggas out the hood. Melly, too. Melly ended up getting shot, right? Like none of these would listen, and everything that happened that you know can happen in the hood end up happening and shit like that. You know what I mean? But everything to try to protect them for what I know could have happened to them, I tried. You heard? From getting all of his cars to getting all these everything. You can imagine everything. Private jets, Miami, hundreds of thousands in one weekend, 2 tour buses, Atlanta. Like, cannot front on how I had my boys moving. And I'm only talking about this because you was there, and you and Stacks were best friends with Bino, couple others and like that. Other than I don't even talk to people about Stacks and what went on, but we were setting it out. This was not on our level when we...
See, I always gave Jim Jones the benefit of the doubt because nobody really knows what happens behind closed doors. But one thing's clear, this story still cuts deep. Sometimes you got friends who just won't listen. No matter how much you try to help, I've had people come to me saying they want to hustle, I hand them the full blueprint, even offer to buy them the setup, and they still don't move. It's rough when you want success for somebody more than they want it for themselves. That's kind of what it sounded like with Jim Jones and Stack bundles. Folks were dragging Jim, saying he took Stack's whole style, the way he dressed, talked, moved, and ran off with it. And honestly, Stack bundles was that dude. If life hadn't been cut short, he probably would have been front row at Paris Fashion Week, chilling next to ASAP Rocky type status. That's how much impact he had on the culture, but critics kept saying Jim snatched the drip and left Stack behind, which made everything even messier. Jim, though, always stood his ground. He said that's not true at all. He claimed he tried everything to pull Stack out. The hood gave him money, opportunities, tours, everything. Jim said Stack just didn't want to leave, and that's what hurt him the most. According to Jim, he never abandoned Stack. He just couldn't make him leave the streets behind. Believe him or not, that's the story Jim still stands on to this day.
A lot of, me from the hood, so people look at Bleek and don't understand the business he's doing, and they always look at Jay like, oh yeah.
But
that's why
you got like Yayo talking about, Jay don't take care of. I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo, smoke hard coke,
Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 say you an ounce or something,
You do need
You
that
might
help.
need
That's
2
why-
ounces, nigga.
That's why
Paid
you
in full
looking to
movie,
see.
nigga. I got a G for every bump in your face, nigga. I promise you that, nigga.
That's
I
a
promise
fact.
you that, nigga.
That's why he worrying about
Peon, you broke, nigga. You know
See?
I got it, nigga. What's
Don't-
up? The
ain't
bag
nobody-
is up.
The bolsa. Hey, yo.
Hey, Flea, where the bolsa at, Flea?
Let me finish that off. Ain't nobody taking care of over here, B.
Pardon me.
Nah, you good, my nigga. I fucking love it. They deserve it. They need to hear this shit, man, because they bugging out here. All these niggas worrying about who taking care of who. We take care of we. Ain't no
100%,
who
nigga.
take care of who, nigga. You know who doing it. We live.
Us,
We getting
the
money.
gangway, nigga. We take
You
care of
feel me?
everybody, nigga. We take care of each other, nigga.
That's a
heard?
fact, my G. But linking back up with you, Jim, we missed out on a lot
this
of
is dope.
opportunity, bro. But we ain't gonna miss it out going forward.
Nah,
we need to
man.
put some pain together, bro.
During that interview, Jim got emotional, snapping at anybody who even mentioned Stack Bundle's name. You could feel that pain through the screen at that point. Tony Yayo hadn't even said his piece yet, but it's clear why Jim was already fired up. Stack wasn't just some artist to him. That was family. I can't say what's 100% true, whether it's about the $25,000, the GWA, or anything else. But one thing's certain, anything connected to Stack hits. Jim Jones deep in his soul. So when Tony Yayo decided to speak on it, Jim took that as pure disrespect. And when Jim sat down with Memphis Bleek and Yayo's name came up, man, he went off. Bleek tried to keep it chill, but Jim unloaded everything he'd been holding in. He made it clear he's not starving. His team's not starving, and this whole back and forth about who's got the better. Sugar daddy, straight up ridiculous. Then Jim started going off, flexing hard about his money, his cars, his lifestyle, like he had something to prove. But here's the twist. That's not even what Yayo was trying to say. Tony never said Jim was broke, not once. He actually said Jim is good.
Niggas do, I don't do. I do the other thing. Everything. Y'all niggas go across the street that way, I'm going up. Holla at your boy. I do other things, man. I don't do what y'all niggas do. I don't do what niggas do. I don't watch niggas' money. I don't care. I just do.
Yayo's whole point wasn't even about money. He was saying Jim's crew just don't look right. They don't seem on. They don't seem up. And honestly, if Jim had locked in on that message instead of going off on a money rant, it might have hit way deeper. Maybe, just maybe, this whole thing wouldn't have blown up the way it did. But Jim wasn't hearing any of that. He was in full defense mode, eyes locked in, pride written all over his face. He felt like Yayo was trying to clown him in public, and Jim don't play about his name or his team. He started barking back, saying, "Ain't nobody feeding me. I built this from the ground up." Jim made sure everybody heard it, loud and clear. He's not living off nobody's plate. Not Jay-Z's, not 50's, not anybody's, and that's when the room shifted. Instead of brushing it off, Jim doubled down, calling Yayo out for always hiding behind 50, saying he never stands alone. The vibe flipped instantly. What started as conversation turned into tension. Bleek tried to calm it down, but Jim was already too deep in his feelings. You could tell this wasn't just about Yo anymore. This was years of frustration boiling over. All the comparisons, the side comments, the talk about who takes care of who, it all spilled out right there. Jim had enough. And he made it crystal clear he's not backing down from anybody. Not from Tony, not from anyone. He kept flexing, throwing success in the air, trying to prove he's self-made and solid. But if you looked close, you could tell this ran deeper. This wasn't about who's richer or broker, because Yayo wasn't backing down either. Instead of dropping a diss track or rant, he made a silent but bold move, reposting Jim's longtime rival, Max B. Now that right there was a statement. The internet went wild, fans split right down the middle. Some said Jim was right for standing on business, others said Yayo hit a nerve by speaking uncomfortable truth.